That was overturned. Then, Citibank can actually sell insurance products or investment banking or other stuff, all financial services. Then I'm going to think about hiring you instead. I always ask students, what's the difference between Northern Kentucky University and Eastern Kentucky University? Other than they're close to a better view than we are in terms of rivers, there's one difference. There's one letter, N versus K. They're both regional comprehensive universities. That's about it. Okay. And they're smart enough not to have a football team. Not, this is not a knock on football players because it costs a lot of money. But that doesn't mean that Northern Kentucky finance major is better than Eastern Kentucky finance major. But as an employer, I have no idea. To me, they're both regional comprehensive universities. What's the difference between Moorhead and EKU? Well, who wants to go to Moorhead? Sure. Or, Kentucky State or somewhere in Paducah, whatever. But other than that, there's no difference. You got to communicate those things. When you apply for a job, there's going to be hundreds of resumes that are submitted. The person who's actually in charge of hiring you doesn't even see those. There's a nameless and typically lifeless HR person that looks at those and looks for reasons to get rid of them. You got to give those people reasons to keep your resume in non-trash file. Okay? Because those HR people are actually paid by the amount of resumes that they put to trash. If I'm an executive who's in charge of hiring, and a resume comes to me and says, "Why the hell am I even looking at this?" Then I'm gonna, tear a new one to the HR people because I don't want to look at those. I want to only look at people that are possibly interesting to us as a company. Okay, because my time is valuable. My company pays me a lot of money. Okay? Even a mid-level executive in a Fortune 500 company makes over $100 an hour. I mean, they get salary, but you're basically stealing the time that he or she could have used on something else. So give those HR people to keep your resume in the right file, which means you got to signal stuff. It doesn't have to be a double major, do a special project, internships. I did this, I did that. All right. Now, Danielle Bauer, and I'm going to call you Jack, as you know. Dan Bauer doesn't sound right. Jack Bauer. If you're going to be a financial advisor, it is almost required functionally. I mean, there's no law, but functionally, you should do RMI. So come talk to me during the semester. By the way, you guys may not know, I'm recording this attendance by simply double clicking on the picture. It's a little skill I'm going to teach you guys actually. Bata, Udwash. Okay, what's your family business? If it's not classified. Okay, what's your major? Business administration, not general business management. Okay, because I have some special doors for general business majors. And the first person who is going to hear them. Don't take it personally. You just happen to be the first. Haley, Haley Brown. Washington State or DC? Okay. What part? Seattle? Tacoma. Okay. It rains too much there. There's, you guys know the show called Frasier. Uh, the show is pretty much happens in Seattle. It rains so much. It rains so much that the state flower is mildew. Chaz, Chaz Burks. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm a business management major with a concentration in supply chain management. What I want to do is be a supply chain director and hopefully become have an executive position in part of the company. All right. You, 15 years ago, supply chain was one of the hottest things. It still is hot, but it may not be a bad idea to get yourself with the AI or machine learning stuff. Because a lot of supply chain functions are now done by AI or machine learning. And, you don't have to be a programmer. You can use those tools. I use it right now. Huh? I use it. Chat GPT. Well, you won't be able to use those skills in the exams, and I'll tell you why. Caden, Coley. If you don't like it, you can send me a new one. I'll replace it. Guys, just a second. As a general rule, I don't particularly care if you respect me or not. I'm a big boy, but when your friends are talking, please keep the talking amongst yourselves to a minimum. If you must, you can go outside and do so, right? Okay. On the corporate or individual side of the accounting? Okay. Then you want to do individual stuff probably, or small business kind of stuff. Well, see, the man with a plan. So let's call him Stan, if I can remember it. Arturo, you're from Brazil? Mexico, okay. Who's that number 10? Romario or Ronaldinho? Okay, the right kind of number 10. Okay, good. Can definitely take my investments class next semester. I think they're offering it next semester. Brandon, hearing? Again, these are from EKU Direct. If you don't like it, change it. Rental, what are you going to rent? Oh, okay. Okay. Real estate. Okay. Property management, basically. All right. Mason, Drury, what county? Anderson. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Simple plan. Well, Stan is already taken, so. Well, I can call you Arch Druid. Do you guys know what a Druid is? They were the religious leader of the Welsh people before the Romans came in. Roman came in and killed them all. So the head of them, the Pope, was called Archdruid. In case that's a Welsh flag, I'm kind of a Welshophile. I speak a little bit of Welsh. My girlfriend is Welsh. But I like Wales as a culture and country. And in fact, I call this software Igymri, which literally means to the Wales. Gymri in Old Britannic which is kind of the ancestor of languages like Cornish, Welsh, and Common Brittonic. Uh, in Old Brittonic, Gymri means our compatriots. All right, Blake Elder Maguire. I know where it is. My kids' school loves some games there. Defense attorney. All right. So you're gonna defend the criminals? Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a choice. I mean, by the way, I also am a big movie buff, so you're gonna hear me making quotes from some movies. As Vito Corleone said in Godfather, believe me, it doesn't make any difference to me what a man does for a living, you know. But drugs is dirty business. Alvin Navarro, the Danish guy. What is that Spanish name? Half Danish. Okay. Mhm. How, how did you guys screw up the pronunciation of the words, man? I mean, I know a little bit of Norwegian. I also tried Danish. Written words is very similar, but speech is completely different. It's horrible. It's like somebody's murdering you. I mean, I thought Dutch was bad, the way they pronounce G's as cuz. These guys, there, for example, there's a D. You know, in Norwegian, bread means brød. Okay, in Danish, it's bro, something like that. Why, bro? Why change? If your name's Freddy, I mean, you want to pronounce that in Danish, you're screwed. Nobody's gonna understand you. How do you pronounce that first name? Josue or Josue? Josue. Okay. What? Okay. All right. Joshua Gerard. You know a famous Gerard character? Fugitive. It's fugitive. It actually goes back to the old show itself. Lieutenant Gerard. Or actually, no, he was a marshal, but hey, it's like lieutenant.